Good afternoon and a very early Merry Christmas. Now, I love Christmas. I really do. I love both the secular and the religious aspects of Christmas. I like Santa Claus and I love Jesus. And I appreciate both. Both of them constitute for me a Christmas. I like the music of Christmas, whether it's Rock Around the Christmas Tree or Silent Night. I like the music that goes with Christmas. I like the color, the lights, the sounds, the ambiance of Christmas. But with that, there's also a strong emotional content to Christmas. It's a time when we feel maybe more strongly than ever. I think we feel loneliness at that time when maybe we have memories that are more pleasant from the past. At Christmas time, we have a tendency to look back, to look over our shoulder to Christmases past. We were with people that we loved who have since departed. They have gotten sick, they have died, they've left us or whatever. But we remember with love the relationship we had with them. So the nostalgia and the emotion of Christmas is really strong. This is why so many people get depressed at Christmas. And it just kind of reeks of loneliness, nostalgia, what once was and isn't anymore. But, we could, I think, soften the impact of Christmas. Or let me say this, soften its negatives. Maybe if we simply would, how do I go say this? Just simply cut back on certain things and give ourselves time. Don't get lost in the rush and the hurly-burly and the running here and the running there of Christmas. Just enjoy it for yourself. Do we really need to do all the things at Christmas that we do? Do we need to send out cards? I don't think so. Most of the time we get cards, we don't even know who they came from. I don't even recognize the name. So I put the card aside. And pretty soon you got a bunch of cards. You know what to do with them, so out. See, I don't think cards have much significance. If you want to remind somebody of you and you're caring for them, why don't you send them a card around April or July or October? Then they'll remember it. They're not going to remember it when they get hundreds upon hundreds of Christmas cards. Besides, if you do that, you'll save money. Hey, 41 cents, first class, then you got to buy the card. That's a lot of money. It could be almost $1 a card. Well, if you can't think of something better to do for that $1, you got problems. I think that another thing that puzzles me is the cookies, Christmas cookies. I hear the women in the parish say, "Oh, I baked all afternoon. I baked all yesterday." Hey, give yourself a break. I know your cookies are the very best in the world. I know that. But Keebler does a pretty good job. Enderman does a pretty good job. You can go down to the supermarket and buy great Christmas cookies. I admit they're not as good as yours. I know that. But to make it easy on yourself, give yourself a break. You deserve a break. And then comes to what I consider the most foolish part of Christmas. It's present giving. Every adult I know who has his wits about himself or herself has everything they already have what they need. They do. They don't need to add more to it. You give them a shirt, it's a wrong color, it's a wrong size, then they got to go and exchange it. It's not their style. Hey, the presents are for kids, I think. They're the ones who enjoy Christmas. They're the ones Christmas was made for. Well, it's just made for adults giving presents to each other. I mean, if you value someone, with their birthday, give them a present. But you don't have to go out and you put yourself into debt and just to give someone presents they really don't need. We're people who are guilty of too much waste as it is. So why contribute more to it? I get several little observations here about Christmas that go beyond what I've been mentioning so far. But suffice it to say, for now, let this be enough. Give yourself a break. You deserve a great Christmas. You deserve a Christmas that is unhurried. You deserve a Christmas that says something to you. You deserve a Christmas in which you can relax. You don't have to be there for everybody. You've done your share in the past, I'm sure. Now, the last complaint I have, and I say this because I know what I'm talking about, are these family reunions at Christmas. Now, Thanksgiving wasn't long ago, and we had family reunions at Thanksgiving. That's what it's supposed to be about. Now we have, right after Thanksgiving comes Christmas, and the family gets together again. Now, a lot of family members don't like each other. One brother-in-law doesn't like this brother-in-law, and incidentally, one of the best fights I ever saw were two brother-in-laws going at each other. That was such a great fight. Somebody said, "Hey, Father, why didn't you stop it?" I said, "Are you out of your mind? I mean, stop it. Look at them. Both of them are 3 times bigger than I am. I'm not about to go in and try and be a peacemaker. If they want to beat the living daylights out of each other, that's their business. Besides, they've been drinking too much, and God knows what they might do to anybody who intervenes." Liquor's a great problem. I think it's a problem because people who normally don't drink during the year will drink at Christmas, and they don't know how to handle it. They get obnoxious. They become troublesome, and they're a burden to those people, to their families, and to those who love them. So I don't know if we need all these family reunions, particularly when we know that there is bad feeling between certain family members. I spent ages down at the, not ages, I spent a long time down at the emergency room at the hospital. Because around Christmas time, around Easter time, and those times where families get together, there's been a bad abuse of alcohol, fights, family fights, anger, and oh my, it is so tragic to see families ripped apart at that time of the year when they're supposed to be in loving relationship with each other. But that's the way it is. But it doesn't have to be that way. Let's simplify Christmas. That's what I say. Let's simplify it. Let's not do things that are going to cause problems. Let's not do things that are going to cause people to be overwhelmed by, what am I going to do with all these presents? I don't even have room to move around my little apartment. What am I going to do with all these things? We don't want to put that burden on people. We don't want to put that burden on ourselves. So you deserve a good Christmas, an unhurried Christmas, a loving Christmas, a calm Christmas, a peaceful Christmas, a loving Christmas. So why scuttle it with foolishness? Anyway, Happy New Year.